All right, and we are live. We got Jerry Parker fishing with us today. Woo! Sorry, I was running just a little bit late. It took a little bit for me to get down here. I got the rods baited up. Let me get them thrown out there, and we'll get right back with you guys. Hold on, let me get this camera just a hair right there. Feels more comfortable. All right, let me get these rods in the water and see if we get some fishing done. Oh.
How's everybody doing? Danny's getting his rods. I fished all night. I fished till like five in the morning, and I got home, took a little power nap, and the wife, she goes, "I'd like to have fish for dinner." It's all right. So here, about 20 minutes ago, I loaded the ultralight up and we came over here. A little walk-in conservation on. If you get on the Missouri Department of Conservation app, you can get on there and it'll show you little ponds you can walk in. So I walked in here and I'm trying to get a mess of bluegill for dinner, maybe even some bass. This pond's actually got way too many bass in it. So if we get any bass, they'll definitely be going in the cooler. I fished last night. I ended up catching about half a dozen, but the biggest one was right around 35 pounds, and I caught another one. The next bigger one was around like 18 or 19 pounds. Slow night though. Pond's got you got a. I've only been in here a couple times. Last two times I had a pond was pretty clear. Thing's real murky looking. So I don't know if I'm gonna do any good or not. I kept it simple. I didn't bring no jigs, nothing with me. I just brought a cork and a few little hooks and a container of night crawlers. Keeping it about simple as you can get.
All right, rods in the water. We are fishing. See how hard it's going to be to see this screen. Oh, I got to turn it tiki taki style to be able to read the chat, guys. So whenever I hook onto something, I'll turn it back to the right way. See if I can see this. The screen's kind of messed up on me. Hell, I can't see that. Scroll back as far as I could. It won't go all the way to the top. I think that's Smoky Mountain catfishing. I can barely see the screen. Golly, this is going to be a pain in the butt. Rowdy Royal, welcome in, Michael Grumpy Bet. I know Zappy and all them were here. I looked at it before I went live, but for some reason, after so long, it won't let me scroll back to the top of chat.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't.
noticed that with the oh the whatever the hell this is, it won't allow you to do that.
Yeah, I don't like the way they're doing with the StreamYard, Restream, all of them. You know,
Yeah.
that just make it so difficult for something that you're paying for. If you're paying for it, it shouldn't be that difficult. It should be easier.
No, I like the old version.
Yeah. There's Fishing with Cooking with Mike Chavez. Let's see, Paul Boyd. I know he was in here earlier. The screen jumped on me. Where was I at? Sharon Chavez in here. I can barely see the screen, guys. So hopefully Lisa or somebody will come up and read chat for us. We'll see. Because I can't see it. I apologize. I apologize. We got 33 people in here right now.
Oh, okay.
Uh, oh, I thought that said I've been live for 6 hours and 52 minutes. It's 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Never mind. I thought, dang, what did I miss? Did I fall asleep? Oh, good grief, man. I'm reading this all wrong. Lance McCougar, our RCT brother out there. What's going on? Good to see you. Guys, I will try to. Let's see. There's John Boyce, Sharon Chavez. Welcome in. I'm struggling to see this. And I know I looked earlier, I saw Living Waters Outdoors. I think that's what it was. I'm going by memory, and my memory sucks. Hillbilly Moonshiners. They said, Danny Stone, you will be getting a mail call package this week. Ooh, got me kind of curious now. I'm excited. Got Fish and Crappie Mark. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Oh, Mark.
Hey, Mark, did you get that little thing I said to you about Cracker Barrel? Man, Parker, I stopped at one of my favorite shad spots on the way over here, and I hit solid gold, buddy.
Did you now?
Oh my God! I put that on video out. I just went ahead and loaded it up, put it on YouTube. It's 5 minutes and 50 seconds long, but you got to watch the whole thing when you watch it. There's a long pause in there where you're sitting there saying, "Oh my God, is he going to do anything?" You got to wait for it, and you'll see. Yeah, I did something. I filled that freaking net up, dude.
Man, that's the
Got a
only thing I'm
perfect
looking
throw
for.
on them.
I had
Got it all centering camera. Perfect shot, dude.
I had carp out last night, suckers. The only thing they'd even touch was like small little inch by inch chunks of shad. The only thing them fishes did last night.
Well, dude, I've got way too many freaking shad right now. I'm gonna try to. It's a thread fin, so they're hard to put up, but I'm gonna try to anyway. I've got them all packed on ice, keeping them cold, and I've got some common carp that run anywhere from 8 inches to 11 or 12, something like that. You know the little ditch that I took you to when we came back from Memphis last year, and I stopped and threw and caught all them carp.
Yep.
Well, it's packed with carp again.
Oh, good deal. Heck yeah.
Yep, I stopped there. I already had a bucket full of shad, and I thought, I got plenty of bait. But I stopped on that bridge on my way and looked down there, and I goes, "Oh my God, I can't leave all these carp. I got to get at least a dozen of them." So I threw the net and caught about 60 of them, and just dumped 12 of them in the bucket and threw the rest of them right back in the water.
I've been doing a lot of that with my bait. I've been kind of picking and choosing. I'll pull a throw net in, a shad in. If I don't like them, I'll just lean back over the water and I'll shake them right back in.
Yep.
Trying to
Let's
pick.
see, there's Horseshoe Fishing Channel. Paul Boyd, I think I said hi to Paul already. I'm having to cup my hands over my eyes to see this screen. I hate it. But as you can see, we're back in one of our uh, regular spots. If you look here, guys, the river's dropped so much that I'm back on the revetment here. You see, it's all out of the water now. Uh, it works real nice with these double hook angling rod holders and the takedown rod holder I've got right there. But they fit right in the cracks of this revetment perfectly. You ain't got to even drive them in with a hammer. You just shove them down between them cracks in that revetment. In a perfect situation for those kind of rod holders. I do love fishing on this revetment for that fact right there. That it's real easy to stick my rod holders down in there and get them anchored up real good, and you're good to go. There's Creole Catfishing's Andrew. What's up, buddy?
Andrew.
Oh my God, what a pervert.
And
You'll try, big boy. You'll try.
me and Spine were messaging back and forth yesterday, and somehow the topic of spanking tank came up. It got really weird really fast.
Yeah, you guys are kind of freaky, man. Sometimes I just back out there and try to read it without my eyes will start bleeding. Some of the stuff y'all write. There's Michael Grumpy Vet. I saw something earlier about he's going to be doing some crappie fishing real soon. Or was that Mike Lockhart? That might have been Mike Lockhart. Again, it's a memory thing, guys. You just have to work with me here. I think it was Mike Lockhart. Said he's going to be doing some crappie fishing. Oh, we just got a bump on that on the JNS rod there. We're not even cutting them. We're throwing whole shad on there. They're biggest ones I've got, probably about 4 or 5 inches. I do have a couple of gizzard shad that I buried down there in the ice. I'm going to try to save those for Memphis because they'll keep a lot better than these threadfin will.
Yep.
We'll keep an eye on that rod right there because it's getting tippy tapped on. We're fishing in fairly shallow water that has some drop offs out there. And I'm throwing out there as far as I can. I'm trying to get close to that channel out there, the main channel. There's a big old turtle head sticking out of the water right there. He can just keep on going. Mark, I know a place you can travel to. Hold on here. What's Mark talking about? Mark, don't go down there. Those guys are crazy. Did crappie fishing last night, but not crappie. Oh, crappie. Oh. You know, Andrew, if you're gonna be ignorant, you might as well come up here on panel. That boy ain't right. He's got something seriously wrong with him. Danny, how is that amethyst? That's hard to say for me. Um, that's the rod right there. That's actually the J&S Signature Series rod right in front of you right there. That's the one that's got the amethyst on it. And believe it or not, it threw out there the furthest. It is out there on the main channel, but it is getting a few little taps there and bumps. Hopefully that rod will go down real good, and we'll see what it is out there in that main channel on the Mississippi River that's out there trying to eat that shad. I'd like to try to show it to you. Lisa Swain, catfishing lady, what's going on, my PB buddy? Catfish dog in the house. What's up, Tim? He says, good afternoon, Danny and Jerry, and all in chat.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Shirley T, my sister, what's going on? You know, even if I don't catch no fish, right now, the water level where it's at right now, this is my favorite spot to fish because it's easy for me to get to, fairly easy. It's easy to set up. I'm not tripping over rocks. I'm on this. You got to watch yourself on this revetment. It's got a couple slick spots, but other than that, you're not tripping and falling, and you may slip and slide a little bit, but It's a lot easier to mess with than them big old giant uh, riprap rocks.
Oh yeah, you took a little bit of a spill yesterday, so you need to be
Well,
cranking
yeah,
up around anyway.
that's right. I fell again. I had to. I was fishing a jug line tournament, and I went to get in the boat, and I had mud all over my shoes. And when I stepped on the boat, uh, my leg slipped. I stepped on the edge of it, and I slammed my left leg into the corner of that boat, and it is purple, black, and blue all the way up from my ankle to my knee. I was kind of worried about because I already got a bad knee on that left leg. Everybody knows that. I wear that leg brace. And the ironic thing is, I've forgotten to left my leg brace at home. If I would have had my leg brace on, that leg wouldn't have got hurt. It would have protected. Well, I got a pretty nice little breeze blowing down here, Jerry. How about you?
We got a little bit of breeze, but there ain't much here.
Well, I got a nice, but it's not blowing hard like the wind's blowing and you don't like it. You're like, oh my God, I hate fishing in the wind.
Yep.
This is it's a fairly gentle breeze. It just keeps me cool. It's nice. Let's see. Catfish and crappie may hit the Wisconsin River tomorrow. Make sure you go live, Mark. I don't know. Most of the time when Mark goes live, it's at a time that I can't catch it. But I'll go back and watch it at work when I'm supposed to be working. I get a lot of downtime at work, and I'll scroll through there and see who's been doing what. I'll watch bits and pieces of everybody's video that I can. But yeah, I put out a 5 minute video a while ago. I stopped on the bridge, caught them shad, and in a it was a plan where I had worked out. Uh, when I saw those shad, I knew exactly what I was going to do, and I knew exactly what's going to happen because I've caught bait in that spot so many times that I could predict what they're going to do. I knew that when I walked down there, they were going to run. All I had to do was hunker down and hide. They'd come back, and I'd throw the whammy on them, and it worked out perfect. Hot to Jody catfishing. Hey there, Jody girl, my Jody girl. What's going on, Jody? I got up just in time to catch a little bit of stand day this morning and seen Jody was out there fishing on stand day. That was awful. That was an awful pleasant surprise. I didn't get in chat none. I was drinking my coffee and watching and just kind of sat back and kind of took it easy.
Yeah, I didn't get in till like 5 this morning.
Yeah, I think Ethan stayed out all night too, didn't he? Levi?
He messaged me. Had been out there about 10 o'clock last night. He messaged me and he had asked me where I was, and I just told him I'm between
I
Memphis.
saw it. You're between Memphis and St. Louis. Talk about telling somebody you don't want them to come where you're at, man.
Well, I've showed that boy a lot of spots, and I was in a spot last night. I tried to keep hunting, which I ended up catching half a dozen last night. The biggest one around was like 34, 35 pounds, and I caught
Yeah.
another one around 18 or 18 pounds. But the bite
Well, I
was
know he
so
stayed there
freaking
till the sun
small
come
last
up
night.
where he was at.
Yeah, he ended up freaking getting a paddle fish,
Yeah, I
and that ended
saw
up being
that.
mine. Yeah,
Yeah, he was like, man, what the crap? I'm like, dude, take that thing home and eat it.
I don't even know if Levi eats fish. To be honest with you, feller's strange.
Jody says I hate day fishing. You can always tell when Jody's out there during the day. She is definitely out of her element. She does not like day fishing. You know what I would think is because she wears all them black clothes. It's probably freaking hot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be out there in that sun wearing black clothes either. It'd burn you up, man. Ain't nothing worse than a black shirt with the sun shining on it. That thing is just like microwaving you. Let's see here. Catch fish with us. Howdy, partner. How you doing?
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
I am in that cotton picking. I'm in that one of those reverse currents where it keeps going back and forth. And you throw your
Yep.
lines out, they're tight, and then it changes direction, then they're all drooping and slack. And what I'm supposed to do is jump up and run over there and tighten those lines up. But I know that current's going to change directions in a minute and they'll tighten up themselves. So I'm just going to sit here and wait it out.
Where I was fishing last night, Danny, I had to have 14 ounces of lead to keep my bait in place.
Well, it's
I
not
was
too
fishing about
bad right here. I think the heaviest weight I got out right now is 8 ounces. Uh, but the rest of them are average between 5 and 6. I'm throwing 5 and 6 on the rest of them. Yeah, up in this huge giant eddy I'm fishing here. It's about the length and width of a football field, and I can get away with the 5 and 6 ounce weights. But one rod with that amethyst reeler, I've got it thrown way out there on the current seam. That one does have a little bit heavier weight on it. Who's Eddie? Eddie's the guy that makes the water go around and around. So you're pan fishing today, correct?
Yeah, like I said, I fished till like 5 this morning. Got home, took a nap, and my wife, she's at work right now, but she messaged me, said, "Hey, some fish would be good for dinner. 'Cause we ain't had fish in about 3 weeks." I was like, "All right, I'll see if I can go get a few bluegill." Cause she's not a big fan of like catfish or anything. She's all about the bluegill and everything, eating bluegill. So
Well,
she
I
likes.
do like a good bluegill fillet, or even just cook them up whole. I can pick the meat off them bones. It don't bother me.
Yeah,
But honestly, there's not a whole lot of fried fish I will turn down.
little crappie.
There you go.
I kept it about as simple as you can get it. I bought a few little hooks and some worms with me, and that's literally all I brought. I do have one catfish rod over there with a live bluegill on it. We're gonna see what happens with that. So, but it's a pretty big bluegill I got on there. So, if one
Well,
of
like I
them
said
old green,
on these the four rods directly in front of me, the two challengers, the two JNS, those have whole shad on there. But now the spinning rods off to my left, I've got the Ancient Mariner's Challenger spinning rod, the one I call Old Blue, and Black Betty. Both of them, Black Betty has a big carp head on her, and Blue has the rest of that carp on him, the body.
there we go.
So we've got common carp on the two spinning rods, shad on all of the bait casters. That is driving me nuts. I'm gonna have to go down there and tighten that one line up. It's dropping slack like crazy. Yeah, that's much better. Now, this particular spot I'm at right now, I don't know how it's gonna be through the day, but at nighttime with that shallow water out in front of you right now, this is a absolute killer spot at night. I've done
Pretty sure I know.
several live shows. I did some live shows here with my cousin Austin, And just about every time we fished here at night, we averaged anywhere from 17 to 19 fish. In that every time we came out here, I think the least we ever caught one time was 9. We caught 9, but it's strictly a nighttime spot. But we figured, it's easy to get to today. Let's go up here, set out some rods, see if some of these fish will come up into shallow during the day. I don't know if they will or not. We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's still the river's still kind of not. It's not ready quite what it needs to be to put a lot of my good bank spots yet.
Yeah.
It needs to go down about another 6, 7 feet yet.
Oh, dude, all my bank spots right now are wide open. The river has dropped so low. If you can't find a bank spot right now, you're lost in the woods. Because if you're on the river, you can find a bank spot. They're everywhere.
Well, the one spot you always come down and fish, it's still not ready. It's still not. It's still way too high yet for it.
Yeah. Yeah, Greg Burgess in here, I think. I'm trying to see there. Yeah, Greg Burgess in here. How you doing, Greg? Good to see you. Yeah, that current shifted again, and all my lines are dropping slack. Let's see. Michael, when I took the bait off last night, it was warm, so my water is still too hot. Yeah, dude. When I caught these shad earlier, yeah, they were all kind of they were swimming around in lukewarm water. So I threw them on ice as quick as I could.
Well, the water temperature in the river up here is 84 degrees.
And Hillbilly Moonshiner says, Jerry, it's going to be good tonight.
Oh yeah. If I can get about 20 of them, I think I'll be in good shape. I think I've got about 5 or 6 in the cooler right now, and I got ice in the cooler, so they'll be nice and cold by the time I go flay them out. Heck, I might even just scale them and fry them whole.
There's my buddy Brian B. Catfishing. What's going on, B?
Oh,
And Creel Andrew says, Jerry is catching bait for dinner.
yeah. Like I said, I fished all night last night, Mama. I was gonna head right back to the river today when I got up, and wife wanted some bluegill for dinner, so I was like, well, got to make Mama happy. So
Dude, when I went to catch these shad, like I said, I put that video out a while ago. And what people don't see, because I walked out on that culvert pipe to throw the net, and the shad ran upstream. And at first I thought I'd scared them, but that water was crystal clear. It's got a lot of irrigation pumps flowing into it. So it's that water's like glass. You can see all the way to the bottom. And when I walked out on that pipe and looked, dude, there was about a dozen of some of the biggest bass I've ever seen in my life swimming around right there at the end of that culvert pipe. And what they were doing was sitting there and they were ambushing those shad every time they came by. But I guarantee you the smallest bass that was in that group was probably about 3 or 4 pounds. And there was one of them in there that had to be at least 8. But there was like a dozen bass there. They were all swimming together at school and they were just waiting for those shad to come back by. And if you watch real careful on the video, you'll see one of those bass bust top water on those shad when they were out in front of me there. It's right when I first get out there and get ready to throw the net. You watch the water, you'll see the school of shad swimming, and you'll see the water bust. That's one of those big bass going after them.
it's wild how like if you got that all that bottom ground like I've got, you know, near where I get my bait, and where them bass and crappie they just come out of the river and it's getting them irrigation ditches.
Well, those are some huge bass in that spot, and I kind of I kind of put that on a little list in the back of my mind because I'm going to
Oh
go
yeah.
back after those bass. I'm gonna probably do a catch, clean, and cook on some bass just to make some people mad.
Gotta do that once in a while.
Oh, I'll eat a bass. I normally don't like eating the bass out of these drainage ditches and stuff in the hottest part of summer though, because in the summertime when you go to fillet them and if you hold them up to the light, hold the fillet up to the light, you can see like little dots in the meat because they're kind of meat kind of translucent when you hold it up to a real bright light. And when you dig it out, it'll be a big old worm in there. They're full of worms in the summertime. They're parasites all in them. Yeah, bass are some of the worst fish for having parasites in the hottest part of the summer.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of your creepers like goggle eye and stuff like that are really bad about it too.
Yeah.
Or one of them dang fish I caught last night, one of the smaller ones. I ended up having to take a fillet knife and scrape. He had so many leeches on him. I mean,
Oh
that
yeah.
fish probably had 15, 20 leeches on him. I sat there and scraped all them leeches off before I threw them back.
Yeah, I generally try to pick them off of them before I turn them loose. I just throw them down on the rock and let the sun take care of them. The leech, not the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pull them leeches off and just lay them up on a rock, and you can sit there and watch that sun just cook them. When I came prepared today, I got a big old sack full of these little fun-sized Slim Jims.
Oh, there you go.
There are about 2 dozen of them in this bag.
Yeah, I had the last one deer jerky with me last night, and I ate that about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, the thing is, I'm not really hungry. I just know I'm uh, a tactic that me and you have used in the past. If you're sitting there not getting a bite, it seems like every time you break out any kind of food that you got to unwrap to eat,
Yep,
anytime you
you'll
do
get
that, they'll start biting.
you'll get slammed.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I know we were up at Crab Orchard that time and the bite had dropped off and we started eating snack cakes and stuff and look up and all the rods were going crazy. As soon as we stopped eating snack cakes, they quit biting again. Started eating snacks again, they start biting again. I don't know if them fish are looking up out of the water and see you eating and it kind of makes them hungry. I don't know. We're like, well, hell, he's eating something. I'm gonna find me something to eat. He done made me hungry. Hang around. I can come up with some really dumb theories. You know, the thing about it is, as much as this water's dropped, you know where I'm at over at Dawson's Point. I'm just downstream of that conservation sign.
Huh?
And as much as this water is dropped, that wing dam down there close to that island is still underwater.
That's how it is. Like for me, all my wing. I mean, just the base that they're showing, but the actual dike itself is still they're all still underwater yet. So
Yeah, well, I can see the ripples where the water's flowing over it, but there's not a single rock sticking out of the water.
I'm itching for those dikes to get out of the water so I can get out on them. You know.
Absolutely. Um, I would much rather be down there where I see those ripples pouring over the top of that but that was just way too far for me to go today.
Yeah, you need to baby that. I twisted my knee pretty good earlier this week too, so I've been kind of nursing a bum knee myself, and uh, we ain't getting any younger, buddy.
I know that's right. Yeah, but to get to that spot down there, I have to take the cart out of the back of the truck, load it down, and you're dragging it through weeds that are like chest high. So you're basically cut. Nobody's been down there this year, so nobody's broke trail on it. So you're dragging a cart through weeds and knocking them down along the old logging road that's growed up. You'd be surprised how many people wait for me to make a path down through there before they start fishing there.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, because there's a couple of spots that
Yeah, you drag
I,
that cart through there, you'll knock down some weeds. I'll tell you that.
folks are just generally lazy. Let somebody else do the work for them.
Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there real quick. The laziest ones, believe it or not, because there's a huge sign there that says no vehicles past this point. You've got to walk down that logging road to get to that wing dam. And I've seen time and time again, people will just drive their trucks down there because they don't want to walk that. And I'm like,
Oh
you
yeah.
get caught down there, that is a huge freaking fine.
Well, heck, Danny, over there, the Kaskasky where I'm taking,
Yeah.
I've seen folks drive down when the water's low, drive down that boat ramp and drive off the boat ramp and down along the woods right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've done that over at the Hickman Dorena ferry landing. It's a big sandy beach, but that sand gets really hard packed. And hell, I've drove a mile down the river along that beach, that sandy beach before to get to a good spot. That's where you go if you want to go and go fishing and just shoot footage because you're not going to go live there. I'll tell you that. It is way off the beaten path. It's right across the river from Hickman, Kentucky. Or is that Hickman, Tennessee? I don't know. It's either Tennessee or Kentucky. I know the town's called Hickman because it's the ferry landing is the Hickman Dorena ferry landing. I think that's Tennessee. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I know the name of the town. I can't remember which state it's in. I know that's Kentucky straight across from me right now.
That's wild how you know, like just as we are, where I'm at, Illinois is across from me.
Yeah. Well, are you getting pumped up and ready for Memphis yet?
Not yet. I mean, I got to get the gear together and stuff, but I will when it gets a little closer.
Oh, dude, I go to sleep every night, and that's all I'm doing is dreaming about going to Memphis. The fishing
I'll be
I'm
honest.
so
I'm more looking forward to seeing everybody than anything.
I'm trying to every now and then, but all I can really do is read the name. Man, I was at least hoping this was going to be one of those days where I threw all the rods out and right off the bat, one of them went down really hard fast, and you caught one fish and spent the rest of the day sitting here waiting for another one.
I mean, I've caught some bluegill, so I mean a crappie, so it's not a no skunk fishing show.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe how full that cooler is of bait though right now. I mean, my God, dude, that's the crazy thing. On days when I go out and I'm going to catch fresh bait before I head to the river, I always throw a pack of frozen bait in there just in case I don't find anything fresh.
Absolutely.
But
Yep.
on days that I find just like tons of bait, I mean, it's like, oh my God, this is exactly what I need. And you got the best bait you can get, and you hit the river, and they aren't freaking biting. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Seems like days when you struggle and struggle and struggle and only get a handful of good quality baits. That's when the bites absolute fire.
Exactly. I mean, it's just some kind of weird fluke going on there. I just don't know. But if I'd have known that the river was down low enough that this spot was opened up, I would have been here fishing last night. I guarantee it. Because I absolutely love this spot right here for night fishing. It is unbelievable the nighttime bite on this particular location. You got a deep, deep hole just downstream right there, and those first two rods there off to my right. What I do is I throw a lighter weight on there with a peg float or a spook, and I throw it way out in that fast current, and it sweeps them downstream, and they drop off right in that deep hole. You do that at nighttime, man, and you barely have time to set that rod down because they will smoke it as soon as it drops off that ledge. Oh, only way I can really see a screen is if I have to tilt down the camera. There you go. There, River Cat's Tackle. What's up, big boss man?
John.
Mr. John in the house. Trying to. There's so many knobs on this tripod. I can't figure out which one turns to loosen up what to get it adjusted. It's crazy. But yeah, I have to angle the camera down like that to read chat. Let's see, catfishing crappie saying, watching Jerry not catching panfish is killing me.
Well, yeah, they call. I'm wondering if this thing turned over or what, 'cause it's got a real funky looking color to it. I got a little brush pile on the other side I'm going to head to here in a little bit. I can usually pick a few off. But like I said, I didn't bring no jigs, no nothing with me because my niece is borrowing my truck because she's moving. And I had all my panfish gear in there, so I just left the house and came up here with just, we're talking like the absolute bare essentials. So,
Yeah, you have no idea. Like I said, when I went to catch bait and I saw those giant bass there, I came so close to staying there and doing a bass fishing show today because I had all the gear in the truck. I had some small spinner baits and some little swimmer shad uh, uh, crankbaits. I almost did a bass fishing show today.
yeah,
It
like I
was
said,
so
all my
tipped.
freaking dadgum gear is in my truck. And like I said, the niece has got it. So, as far as my panfish stuff and all my hand ties and jig heads from Mark and Lyle and my plastics, but I was like, you know what, I'll go old school, come up here with the just a worms. And now if I would have brought some hand ties, I know I could got on some crappie in here.
I've got a ton of slack in that rod right there. I've got to reel that. There we go. That's a little better. Oh, I can't see this chat anyway. I might as well turn the screen where at least it looks better. And again, trying to get this camera adjusted is not fun. Right there. I'm thinking I might hang around and pop up on Lance's show tonight because about the time that Lance goes live is pretty close to the time that the bite picks up here. As soon as that sun gets right along that tree line, right over there, I mean, it's like flipping a switch. We've
Oh
seen
yeah.
it 1,000 times here. You can sit here without a single bite, and then that sun drops down right above those trees right there, and they'll just turn on and go crazy. It's like they come out of that. There's a deep hole down there. I don't know if you can see the fast rippling water. There's a deep hole there with a partial. It's not really a wing dam. It's like an old one that fell apart. But there's a lot of ripples there where that wing dam is. But on this side of it, there's a huge deep hole, and on the other side of it, there's a huge deep hole. And they lay right up in there, just where that fast current is, and they'll swim upstream here, and get up in the shallow water, right up in
You got
here.
yeah, you got that feeding platform. They come out of that.
I absolutely, it's the perfect scenario for a night fishing spot, dude. I'm telling you, this is hands down one of my favorite spots to night fish at. Well, this is where I was at that time uh when I caught that 70 pounder and you were on panel, Epic was on panel. Uh, this is where I was at. Only I was actually maybe 50 yards upstream that way. That's where I caught that 70 pounder at. Because that fish there was one of my favorite catches for one reason. Um, I'm a huge Tim Scott fan. I'm a big fan of Tim Scott. Um, I consider him a good friend. We whenever anytime I catch a good fish and I'm live, when I start driving home, Tim will call me and say, "Hey, I saw what you just did," you know. But that was one of my favorite fish because I had you up on panel and Tim Scott was up on panel, and Tim Scott was catching a few smaller flatheads, and to land a 70 pounder on a live stream with Tim Scott right there beside you on the panel. Yeah, that was quite a highlight for me.
I think he'll
That
be.
was a benchmark moment.
Pretty sure he's gonna be in Alton next weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think him and Sean are gonna come up to Alton. I think that they're kind of, but he's been backed up with the furniture orders and everything, and bad thing about Alton though, boy, it's getting to be where I mean, it's just a ton of people are there all the time.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the, and we've said this 1,000 times. Um, I've done it to myself here. Uh, Being on YouTube live or shooting videos is great, but you're basically just inviting a ton of people to fish your spots. When you start catching fish, uh, you'll enjoy it one or two trips maybe, but after that they'll figure out where you're at, and you're not fishing that spot anymore because
Oh
there's just
yeah,
too damn many
absolutely.
people.
I've got a couple spots that are like that. For the most part, I've been fortunate enough because most folks ain't don't want to walk in the spots I go to.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. That is one thing you got going for you.
But
But
going to spots that they can see where it's easy to get to, definitely seen a increase in pressure for sure.
Well, and I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I do not have any problem whatsoever at all of people watching my video, figuring out where I'm at, and coming fishing that spot. The thing that I hate, and it never fails, is that they will leave all their freaking trash everywhere. Once I fish a spot and start catching a lot of fish, I come back the next week and there's just like beer bottles, soda cans, potato chip bags, trash everywhere. Little
Yep.
boxes of night crawler boxes that the worms come in, uh, plastic bags with the chicken liver in it. They just trash the spot. I'm like, I don't care if they follow me to a spot. Just freaking stop trashing it. That just makes me sick. And I got, honestly, I get tired of picking it up. I really do.
Oh, that's a big issue. And then you'll have a few individuals that you show a spot, and then they just camp on that spot, and they get all butthurt when you come up to fish it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
showed you this spot.
Oh, there's a couple of young men fish down here that, like I said, a spot down the river. I've been fishing there for over 50 years, and they found that spot a couple years ago. And now anybody fishes there, they go, "Hey, this is our spot. We found it." I said, "Son, I was fishing this spot while you were swimming inside your daddy's sack. Trust me."
Yep. Uh huh.
Yeah, Richard Cluck knows who I'm talking about. Yeah, they tell him so. I wish people would stay out of our spot. I've said, you know what? If I was an asshole like you, I'd be saying the same thing, and you'd have to move.
But it's always nice when you can go sit down right just down the bank from them and start catching fish, and they're like, "What the hell?" You know?
Well, yeah, that's the thing about it. Those boys catch fish, but they're generally catching eaters because they're throwing chicken liver and worms.
Yeah.
So they're not a big threat to any of the spots that I fish. I mean, if they throw a big worm ball on there, they'll get into a nice 20, 30 pound flathead or blue every now and then on a huge worm ball, but they're not going to be hammering those big fish throwing those baits. And the gear they're using is, uh, I mean, I would use it for fishing a channel cat pond, a stock pond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I
It's
can't
it's
tell you how many times I've
yeah,
fished like near a boat ramp or something.
it's
I
it's not
place
big
to
catfish gear
good,
they're using.
and I'll pull out a big old giant carp head or something. They're like, "Man, you're wasting your time throwing that kind of bait. Ain't nothing gonna eat that."
Yeah, it freaks them out when you start pulling big fish. They go, "How are you doing that?" And then you show them what bait to use. Well, they're still throwing it out there on a 2/0 eagle claw hook with you know, 15-pound test line. And I'm like, yeah, it's possible you can get him in if you got the drag set right and you play him. But in this rocky revetment and riprap and all this rebar stuff, I'm not betting on you getting that fish in at all. I'm betting on the fish. I'm saying, hey, I'm
Dude,
for the fish. He's going to beat you.
I can't tell you how much river cat tackle hooks I've given away to folks trying to help them out, but I'll give them the hooks and the swivels, but they don't have the rod and reel for it.
Yeah.
And I'll watch them hook into a good fish, and just not be able to handle it, due to the wrong equipment. You got to have at least have some equipment that'll handle.
Hey, wait a minute. There's my buddy AOG Lifestyle. That's Armor of God. What's up, Jeffrey? How you doing, buddy? I'm going to be taking Jeffrey out sometime here in the near future fishing. He's never fished with me before. He's got a Christian channel. You guys check it out. AOG Lifestyle. That stands for Armor of God. That's Jeff Andrews. Uh, he's a real good friend with our son. He grew up with him. And one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. Check out AOG, you guys. He's in here now. I got to be careful I don't slip, say no cuss words.
I get ready to say, I mean, gosh darn it, dang, you'll corrupt them.
I know it. Oh, I slip of the tongue every now and then, but I don't. You never hear me dropping no f bombs or nothing like that. I might say the improper word for crap or
Well, I'm gonna be the first to admit, I do my best to keep my channel family friendly, but when I'm in a work environment, yeah, all bets are off.
yeah. Verlena's on me again. She pecks on me worse than my wife does. Verlena, I'm in a nice easy spot to get to. As you can see, there's no riprap rocks for me to trip on. It's all smooth concrete. Uh, the truck is just right up there past that old pile of riprap right there. That's the only rocks I've got to climb over to get out of here. It's a fairly easy spot to get to. I'm drinking plenty of water. Uh, I'm in good shape right now. I'm in pretty good shape. And there's a boat running right up there. And what he's going to do is he's going to swing up there. I can tell you what he's going to do before he does it. He's going to swing, he's straight up the channel. He's going to cut a hard left here in a little bit, and he's going to drop in behind where that underwater wing dam is, and he's going to suspend drift that spot, and he's going to catch some fish. I guarantee it. I wanted to fish there. I just don't have what it takes to get down there today. I cannot do it. It's just way too much trouble to get there. I
Yeah,
can
being
generally tell if I see a boat go by and I see them go to certain spots or there's certain things, I can tell if they know what they're doing just by watching where they're going. Now, the ones you just blast back and forth and can't figure nothing out, yeah, they're not, they don't know what's going on. Let's see here what we got. We got 47 people in the house. I'm trying to watch chat, you guys. Berlina saying hi to Lance. I had that one rod that's been tapped on a couple times. It may be a freaking eel out there, guys.
that's something I
Usually
haven't caught yet this year. I
early
had
spring and early or the well, no, it's late spring and early fall. When you get start getting close to fall, those eels come up in here, man, and they are just thicker than thieves out there.
I haven't
And
caught
they
an
will
eel
grab
yet
your bait.
this year.
Yeah. Oh, I've caught 4 eels this year so far, but they'll grab your bait and spin like an alligator and tear off chunks of it until they twist it off the hook. I'm going through my water jugs pretty, or water bottles. I mean, it's not terrible hot today, but I'm going through this water quick. But I do have a big, giant water cooler up in the truck that I can refill my water bottles with if I have to. One of the worst days I ever had out here is I got down here and I only brought 2 bottles of water with me. And I tell you what, I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, speaking of, I'm gonna walk over and grab my water. I gotta grab a hook. That bluegill just swallowed my dadgum hook. So I'm gonna give me another hook.
That'd be all right. They're eating him anyway. Just rip it out of him. Wait a minute here. See, there's There's Allison and Gabby in here. I think there's David Ogden. Danny to use the eel as bait. Um, David, I caught an eel here one time and I cut it up and tried to use it for bait. And I fished all day long with that freaking eel. And I got one bite and caught it. It was a channel cat. And it was about a 11-pound channel cat bit that eel. But that was the only bite I had on eel all that day. And it was a pretty good sized channel cat. But I had other rods out with cut shad, skipjack, and carp. And they were getting bit left and right. But they just would not touch that eel. And then finally, the channel cat ate the eel. That was the only thing I had catch on that eel. Let's see here. Want to be outdoors. I don't know if I said hi to Matt yet or not. Well, hi, Maddie. Yeah, there's Benoit. On our way home from Florida, bring home 2 coolers full of fish with us. You know, it was a good time. Oh my God, yes. I hope you got. I haven't seen any lives from you guys while you were in Florida, but I was talking to my wife Stacia the other day, and I told her, Allison and Gabby went to Florida, and I'm so excited to hear how that went for you because that is one of my favorite things to do. I love going to Florida saltwater fishing. It is an absolute blast. It's like uh, it's like the Christmas time of fishing for me is when I go to Florida.
Yep.
I absolutely love it there. One thing about it today, I got plenty of bait. Anytime I reel these rods in, I'm gonna take the bait off and put fresh bait on because I got a ton of bait.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna try to put some of these threadfin shad up. I don't know how well that's gonna go, but I'm definitely not gonna waste them. When I threw that net today, I threw it one time, and I said, "Good God, I've got like 200 shad in one throw." And you know how them shad are. Even if I turned them back loose, they'd been dead in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but the only way you can do is you just gotta like don't even pull them on the bank. Just shake them out of the net before you can pull them out of the water.
Yeah. Let's see. Catfish crappie says, no, hold on. Somebody else said that. What'd they say? Michael Grumpy Vet says, Danny, dry them and vacuum seal them. I've never tried that. Well, you like kind of like dehydrated bait?
Where you, I think what are you talking about? You pat them dry real good,
Yeah.
then vacuum seal them, get all the slime off of them, wetness. I mean, I do that with a skipjack. I pat them dry and I roll a paper towel and I put it in the front of that vacuum seal and I'll hit that vacuum seal and suck all the moisture up into that wet rag. I mean, that dry
Yeah.
rag.
Yeah, that's how we do our skipjack when we vacuum seal them. I've got to now where I just wrap them in that plastic wrap really, really tight, and it seems to do just as well. But that's for skipjack. For shad, I'm not rolling them shad up in plastic wrap. That's just not happening. I'd be there for 3 days putting those things up.
Yeah, bad thing about them thread pin. No matter, I mean, you can uh vacuum seal them if you use them with right away, you'll be all right. But if you try to use them a month later, yeah, they're gonna be mushy on you.
Well, one thing I found out about them now, and you know, I've had people argue with me about it that you can't put those up in freezer. If I freeze threadfin shad, okay, I will take them out of the freezer and put them in the refrigerator. And if you thaw them out slowly in the refrigerator, they're not freaking mushy, dude. I mean, I do it all the time. But most people, they freeze them, they take them out, they'll lay them out in the sun to thaw them out. Huge mistake, huge mistake. Or even
That's
put them in a cooler with water in it. It just thaws them out too fast, and the meat gets real mushy. But if you'll put them
skipjack.
in the refrigerator and thaw them slow, 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 thaw them out slow. I'm serious. When you go to cut them in half, you'll look at them and say, "Wow, that I mean, that seems fairly fresh."
Well, skipjack, I actually like them being not completely, but about halfway frozen yet when I put them on a hook. So I
Yeah.
use them, and as they thaw out, it's almost like a time release scent bomb, you know?
Oh yeah. But I generally almost always all my baits, which it drives my wife nuts because I'll get one of her good cake pans and I'll put the bag of bait on that cake pan because one time I stuck a bag of bait in there on the refrigerator shelf and it started thawing out and it dripped fish
Oh
blood
boy.
all over the food. Dude, you talking about getting in trouble? I got in trouble bad.
Yeah, my wife got a little mad at me, especially if I come in the house. I got a big old bag of carp or something. It's like, what are you doing? Well, I'm gonna put it in the ice box and let it thaw. So I'll usually end up go getting a bag of ice and throwing them in a cooler and throwing them on top of that ice and letting them slow thaw.
Well, I just put them in the. I get one of her good cake pans, the big giant cake pan, and I'll lay them in that and put them on the bottom shelf of the refrigerator. Let them thaw out real slow. That way, any dripping or draining you get off of it goes into that cake pan, which she's not crazy about that either, but she'd rather have it in the cake pan than all over her food in the refrigerator. Now, when you start cooking up a steak and it's got like a hint of shad to it, yeah, you know some of that shad dripped on that steak. Well, I was really hoping we'd get us a big takedown today. My confidence levels were high when I showed up here, and they still are for a later on today bite. We'll see how long I hang around today. Let's see. We didn't get to do live down there. As soon as that sun came up, it was 90 degrees. Couldn't keep live going, but got a few epic videos coming out. Fantastic. That's what I was wanting to hear. Got some good videos coming out from Florida. That's what I wanted to hear.
Good deal. Still got a couple scuba diving videos I got to put out from Costa Rica yet.
I can't do that crap. It makes my ears pop. They start bleeding. If I go underwater, I can't go underwater any more than like 8 feet because the pressure pops my ears and makes them bleed.
Even if like you kind of pop, like grab a hold of your nose every few feet, and I got to
Hey,
do that.
there's Danimals, Creations and Adventures. I haven't seen Danimal in good God. I didn't even know if he's still alive. I
It
was
has
always
been a
looking
while. I
at that boy.
haven't seen Danimal in a hot minute.
I know it, dude. Me and him did we did a show one night that it went over like gangbusters because you know you had the two stands fishing. Well, one night we decided to just get stupid. And we did two Dans fishing, and man, we were on fire that night. I was reeling in fish. I was sitting in the bed of the truck. I had the rod sticking up in the the little square holes in the bed of your truck. And I backed
Yep.
down to the water, stuck the rods in the bed of the truck, and man, I was pulling fish left and right. Dan was on them. He was nailing some fish. I still that was a live stream I did a while back, but it's called Two Dads Fishing. And That tells you about how long it's been since I seen him because the last time I seen him was back when we made that video or did that live stream. It wasn't a video, it was a live stream. But I had a fantastic time that night. Me and him fishing together. We had a good old time. Been almost 11 months. Daddy stepped away for a while. I'd say so. Well, it's good to have you back, brother. It's absolutely
Yes,
great to have you
sir.
back. Hope to see more of you. I'll be watching for you. Wabash Nate says, evening all. I got this phone turned horizontal, so I've got a really small chat window. So I'm going to miss a lot of you guys' chat, and I apologize for that. But I'm doing the best I can. The fish are giving me a hard time. They're not pulling these rods down so I can stay busy catching them. And trying to see chat, it's just absolute nightmare. That sun beating on this phone, I hope it don't overheat.
Yep. I'm getting closer and closer to a mess.
Yeah, we still got a couple hours anyway before I even think that these fish would start biting really good. I was just hoping we'd pick up an odd one here and there before later this evening, this afternoon.
So I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready for fall and winter fishing.
Yeah, I was too last year. It just didn't pan out very well though. I think last year was the worst fall that I've ever had on the river. Of course, we haven't been in our area here. There haven't been a whole lot of big fish caught.
No, I
It's
talked that. It
do
was
I-
yesterday on the river. I talked to that Illinois game warden. Probably, oh my God, probably for an hour and a half. And he said he's noticed fish populations have definitely drastically decreased in our section of river.
oh, absolutely. I have no doubt about it. We have this conversation every time I do a live about it, about the commercial guys coming in and wiping them out because we've been going through with the boat, me and Richard, and spots where we used to go, and there would be fish just stacked up like cordwood. And man, you might run a quarter-mile stretch of river before you see even a decent fish. I mean, you'll see a few small ones in pockets here and there, but to find a big fish, you really got to hunt and watch that sonar, that graph. But another thing I've been curious about, if it has any effect on it, we went through like basically 2.5 years of drought, of low water. And I'm wondering if a lot of those fish didn't just move out of here because they got tired of the low water.
Well, I talked to they had like in their boat they had two big old unmarked poop nests that they had found, and then they said in the last month they nailed a couple different commercial guys. So
Oh yeah, last Sunday, when Richard and I went fishing, we came across so many freaking trot lines. They used the big giant the propane bottles for floats,
hmm
you know. And we came across so many freaking trot lines. It was just insane, dude. How many they had set out. And all that is those guys catching those big fish, and they're taking them over there to that one pay lake. I'm not going to say their name,
well, I
but
will. Fucking Paradise
one of them
Lake. That place
one
needs
of
to be
them pay
shut out
lakes
and burned.
had a huge fish kill. Every fish in that lake died, and they had to dump them all in a dumpster. And I mean, it was a lot of giant fish. I'm talking about 70, 80, 90 pound blue cats and flatheads that just died all at once because I don't know if the lake turned over or went bad or something, but every fish in that lake died. And they just come down there with a bobcat skid steer and load them up there and haul them and throw them in a dumpster. But now they're sending everybody out from all over the place to try to catch fish to put them back in that lake.
That's
And
exactly why they were on the river yesterday. They said they hadn't been on that section a whole lot, but in the last week, a couple of weeks, they've been on it pretty heavy ever since that. So they had been getting a lot of reports, and then like more and more, commercial traffic.
oh, our boat ramps have been packed with big boats with big giant tanks on them. You know what I'm saying? Big live wells, the big box type ones that you open the lid from the top and they stand up about as tall as your waist. But my thing is on this, I think the conservation department ought to get involved in that. If one of those lakes has a giant fish kill and every fish in that lake dies, those are all fish they caught out of the Ohio, out of the Tennessee, out of the Mississippi, uh, and they have transported them over to that Pay Lake. But if one of those lakes, uh, something goes wrong with it and every fish dies in it, if I was the conservation department, I would not allow them to put another fish in that lake until they found out why all those fish died and to make sure that they took the proper precautions to make sure that it was taken care of, that that's not going to happen again. Because if they don't,
Well,
all they're
just
going to do is throw
the
those
amount
fish
of.
in there and it's going to
Go ahead,
do it
buddy.
again.
Well, you would think, because I mean, there's a high mortality rate anyway. Those
Oh,
pay
yeah,
lakes.
because they put all that copper
Now
sulfite in the water to make them bite.
they don't get nailed for wanting this waste. You know,
I know it, dude. If, all they got to do is
that's
go by
just
there and check those dumpsters every day. If they go by there and they see 30 or 40 fish in there that weigh 50, 60, 70 pounds, I would write them a ticket for every one of those dead fish. I absolutely would.
well. The other night when we was on the Golden Whiskers, and Mika was up, Burkhart was up there. He's done a really extensive study on it, and he was basically a 50, 60 pound fish. That's a $500 fish for a commercial guy. But then
Yeah,
he'll take it to that pay lake, and that pay lake will make 5 grand off that fish.
absolutely. Because they catch it, throw it back, catch it, throw it back. And the thing about it
The
is
whole
they
time.
dump
Yep.
that copper sulfite, whatever. I think it's copper sulfate. They dump that in the water. That causes those fish to be hungry even when they're not hungry. It causes them to bite. Now, one of the side effects of the copper sulfate in water is it causes lesions and tumors on their skin. They've got sores on there. That's all from that chemical that they're dumping in that pay lake to make those fish bite. I've seen pictures of some of those fish coming out of those pay lakes. They would have just like some of the nastiest sores. They look like they were on spawn, but that's not what it is. It's just a freaking chemical eating the skin up on them.
Well, it's so bad. Things are like they're starving because you'll see the same fish over and over caught, and that thing mouth be all raw and bloody and tore up, and
Oh God, yeah. And here's the thing: if you were treating any other animal like that, PETA would be so far up your butt they would make your life miserable.
well, I guarantee you, if you were doing that with bass, it wouldn't happen.
Oh, the bass guys come down there and burn their shack down. Their little building where
Well,
you go in there to pay to get in there. Yeah, them bass guys have set that on fire.
but the bad thing is too. A lot of the folks that fish and pay like they don't realize like that's wild fish or what's going on with them. Like they're just coming there fishing. A lot of them folks they don't know no better.
Well, some of them I will agree with you. But the
Yep.
thing is, though, a
Some do.
lot of that whole pay lake thing, that is like a gambling ring. They go in there and pay so much. It's just like playing the lottery. They pay so much, and then they go out there, and whoever catches the biggest fish, you get a cut of that money. That's how that works. They're basically catching those fish, and whoever catches the biggest one, you get a chunk of the money that was taken in that day. They have like tournaments there daily.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, That's why the people pay so much to fish there. They're putting out buku bucks, dude, because they've got a shot at winning the day's take from that lake. That's what the big draw is. You know, it's just like scratch off tickets. Everybody throws in your money. Whoever scratches off the right one, you win the money. Or Powerball or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's one of the biggest things behind pay lakes is the gambling portion of it. You pay a fee to go in there and fish that. Okay, and that all goes into one big kitty. Now, the pay lake takes their cut off the top. And then they have a daily competition. Whoever catches the biggest fish, you get a big chunk of that money. That's why so many people fish it. And they know those fish are coming out of wild caught, out of Mississippi, out of the Ohio, out of the Tennessee. They don't freaking care because it's all about that dollar. They're trying to win that dollar. They don't give a crap about that fish. That and you know, and bless their hearts, they if they feel that way. But I see so many people on Facebook holding up pictures of a 60, 70, 80 pound fish saying, I got my PB at Paradise Valley. And I'm like, dude,
Well,
that
you can
fish,
always tell the
I don't
dadgum
even
pay
count
like
it.
pose. They got the fish laying on a tarp, and the guy that and folks be holding the thing by the tail while it's laying on the ground. You know, that's the classic
Yeah.
pose. You know.
Yep. That's the Pay Lake pose. That's what I call it. In case Chad ain't figured it out, I pretty much hate Pay Lakes.
Well, I'm gonna say that's pretty much the consensus of all of us, most of us in the catfish community. You know.
And here's the thing the majority of the people that fish those places, if you put them out in a real life situation out on the river and stuff, they couldn't catch a fish if their life depended on it.
Hell no.
Well, that covers that portion of our pet peeves. And have you got any more for me, Jerry? I got another one because I saw this last weekend, and I don't know why, but it just drives me absolutely bonkers. Is seeing somebody with a spinning rod and reel holding it upside down and reeling it backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, here's the thing: it's none of my business if they want to fish that way. But when I see it, it just drives me freaking nuts. I want to go over and snatch it out of their hand, take that handle off, and switch it around for them, and put it back in their hand. And go here. Just switch the handle, put it on the other side. Don't flip it upside down.
Yeah. It looks so daggum uncomfortable.
And not just that, you're actually using that rod. You're going against the backbone of it,
Well,
which, in my opinion, when they do hook a really big giant fish, that rod has a higher probability of breaking, which I find absolutely freaking hilarious. That when I see it happen, it's just, I mean, it just, I'm freaking laughing my butt off when it happens. Oh, they want to bump on the furthest rod. Man, they're just tapping today, Jerry. This little tapping, and they're done.
Danny, that's how it was last night. Every fish I caught last night, it would just be a series of it was just a series of bumps. Even that 30 something pounder I caught, he just kind of, he never did, you know, he just, it was almost like a wintertime bite, you know?
Yeah, yeah. When they start short biting it,
And I mean, and I ended up, I was running all 12 aught River Cat Germans, so I ended up taking them off and putting 10 aughts on, and that made the difference.
well, you know me. I'm running. I've got 6 rods out, and 5 of them have the crimson red wide gap 8 odd on there. But I've got one rod, that JNS right there. It actually has a rig on there with a 12 aught that Andrew DeFore tied up, and he put that on my rod when we were down there in Vicksburg fishing a tournament. And I managed to sneak out there and steal that rig from Andrew, so I kept it.
Man, dude, I have only got one pack of the Crimson Dreads left, and I've been hoarding them daggum things because they switched, you know, went on the German 8 aughts, you know,
Yeah.
and I've been hoarding those last pack of Crimsons I've got.
I've got half a pack left, but I have got a bunch of them on their way. They'll be here this coming week.
Yep, I got actually. I ordered some stuff the other day, and I completely forgot about it. I've got to order. I need to order another. But with that being said, this time of year, I'm typically using big old giant hooks. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think I've still got like 3 packs of the 12-aught German steel. Uh, I haven't used many of them yet because I haven't been throwing the bigger baits, but it's getting close to that time that I'm going to start throwing those quite a bit.
Yeah, about the last 3 weeks, that's all I've been throwing is those 12 aughts. You know, except for the exception of last night, I had to switch over and downsize to a 10 aught just to get them the hook.
Well, that's the thing. Uh, it's all about the gear that you're comfortable with, that you're confident with. Because for me, the White Gap 8-aught, dude, that's where I landed my 88-pounder on. And I had absolutely no trouble getting that fish in. That hook was in there solid. And I mean, it buried up into that bone. That fish was not getting off that hook. He may have broke that line, but he wasn't getting that hook out of his mouth.
Dude, those 8 aughts are bad. Like my hundo, it come off when I hooked him behind that tooth pad.
Yep,
Like I said, it wasn't coming out. I mean, the hook was, it looked like a dadgum bluegill hook in the thing's mouth, but you know,
exactly. I have 100% confidence in those hooks. Now, there's been times that I've probably been better off with the German steel 12 out on there, but long story short, it didn't matter. I still got the fish, and the hook set on him was solid. It was deep, and it was popped through into some of the hardest places you can pop a hook through on a fish, and it worked out great. Well, that one was bumping that last rod down there, but he quit. I'm hoping in this shallow flat that I don't have a bunch of gar out there. Generally, in this spot right here, the gar they hang really close to the bank. Uh, if you fish here at night and you got lights on and you can see through the water, a couple of feet or whatever. If you watch the shoreline, them gar are swimming 6 inches off the shoreline, and I mean there's like hundreds of them, but they stay close to the shore. They're like chasing the little minnows and bait fish that are right up against the bank. And I've seen them when me and Austin walked along through here last year or year before last, and a freaking leopard frog was sitting on the bank and he jumped in the water. Huge mistake. As soon as he hit the water, there was like 3 gar ripping him to shreds.
like that night, me and you and Richard sitting off that wing dive down Trail of Tears, and I was
Oh, when
using
you threw that freight, that rope, and you took that rope and frazzled up, threw it out there on a
yeah,
hand line and caught him. Yeah,
that way.
yeah. No hook involved. Just took a rope and frizzled it up real fuzzy, tied a fishing string around it, threw it out there about 8 feet, and started tugging it in real slow. And next thing you know, he's throwing gar on the bank.
Well, some of the guys that I know, like Chad, he was in Lyle, and them they mess around with fly rods. I used to take a fly rod and guard fish, and man, that is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Oh, I used to do some crazy stuff with fly rod. I'd use those. You ever see those little cork poppers for bass?
Yeah, yep.
I'd throw them on a fly rod and throw it out there and just kind of pop that cork. And man, those bass would top water smoke that thing.
Man, we used to catch carp and everything else on a popper, and man, that was an absolute bat blast.
See if I can get my angle right on this camera where I can see it. Let's see. I'm trying to see chat, folks. I'm absolutely trying. I bet if I took this phone out of this protective case, it would not throw so much of a glare. I could probably see chat a little better. But then I'm exposing my phone to the elements and the possibility of breakage. Well, so far I've had 2 rods that's been tapped on, but nothing's taken. Well, the barge traffic's been slow to moderate today.
Boy, it was heavy last night. I had a bunch of them going upriver last night.
Yeah, me and Austin took. Richard's got that little bitty old crappie boat. It's narrow. I mean, that thing is super tippy. And we put that mud motor on it, and we came up the Mississippi in that last night. You talking about butt puckering scary, buddy? We hit some of them whirlpools, some of that swirly water. Um, and I was sitting there telling Austin, I said, you know what? We're not staying here after dark, dude. It's just too dangerous. And and when we were coming up the river, there was a couple of times I almost turned around, and went back, and we went ahead and went on up to that island from the boat ramp. And 100% right now, if I had that to do over again, I would not make that decision because that was super stupid. Um, there were a couple times that we could have sunk that boat. And I mean, it had us, we were actually scared. So, yeah, I won't be doing that again. Yeah, but once I fell in that boat and hurt my leg really bad, I looked at Austin and I said, dude, I said, we've already had the crap scared out of us coming up the river in this boat. We've got to go back downstream through that same stuff, that same rough water. And here I am, my leg busted up. I said, I'm turning the camera off and we're leaving. And we dropped out of the competition and didn't say nothing. Nobody. But Stacia said the whole time she was watching it, we had sketchy in and out signal anyway. So, when we left, everybody just assumed that we lost signal. No, dude, I hit a point where I'd had enough. Uh, my leg was hurt really bad. Um, I was already worried about making it back to the boat ramp. My nerves were on the end. My blood pressure was through the roof. And I just turned the camera off and said, you know what? Let's just try to get out of here without dying, dude. Let's just try to get out of here without
Yeah,
dying.
that was the smartest thing you could have done, Danny.
Yeah. I said, forget this. It's not worth it. Let's pull these jugs. Let's get out of here. And that's what happened to us yesterday. We just quit and we got out of there. Yeah, absolutely took chances yesterday that I should not have taken, especially with somebody else in the boat. That's what really, I kind of kicked myself in the butt after I got home. I go, what were you thinking? I mean, it's one thing for me to come up that river in a situation like that by myself. That's 100% on me. And whatever happens is my fault. But for me to put somebody else in the boat and take them through that, completely unacceptable. Uh, I've beaten myself to death over doing that. That was a huge, huge mistake, and I should not have done it.
Well, I hadn't seen much out of Austin. He been doing much fishing, or
Dude, man, he's raising chickens and stuff.
no?
He's wanting to get back into fishing. He's actually in a process right now. He got married. Um,
Okay.
he's got a new wife, and the controversy with them two right now is he's wanting to buy a boat, and I'm talking about not a John boat. He's wanting to buy a nice freaking boat. Okay. Well, she wants to buy a camper. So right now, the fight in that family is camper or boat. And so I'm waiting to see how that turns out. I'm hoping he gets the boat.
Yeah.
I even helped him with his argument with his wife because, he's got a huge tent. Have you ever seen those tents when you get them all set up? It's got like two bedrooms off to the side that are separate, but they're
Oh
attached.
yeah. Yep.
And then it's got the legs that go out the front to make like a patio or porch.
Yep.
He's got one of those freaking tents. And we told her, said, here's the thing. And he's got one of those little portable air conditioners that hooks into it. And you get inside there and you've got a cot with an air mattress. You will freeze to death in that tent. I don't care how hot it is with that air conditioner on there. And our argument to her is that you can buy the boat and throw the tent in the boat and you can still set that tent up and have a nice place to sleep, nice, comfortable. It's cold. It's, you know, nice, soft air mattress. And you still got the boat that you can take out on the lake where you're camping or whatever stuff. Now, if you buy a camper, yeah, you got all the comforts of home, but you're sitting on the freaking bank, you know, like everybody else.
like a commoner.
Exactly. Like I said, well, the poor people can't even afford to get a boat. Sitting out there like right next to an old man sitting on a 5 gallon bucket with a cane pole. Yeah, you're in the same shoes as he's in. And for all the people that sit on a 5 gallon bucket and fish with a cane pole, no offense. That's how I started out. I used to catch channel cats with a paint cane pole sitting on a 5 gallon bucket.
Yep, we'll take some chicken liver or some cheese or something, night crawlers, and
Oh, yeah. Dude, we had one farm pond up there where we lived at growing up as a kid. And the best bait for channel cats, believe it or not, on that pond was freaking crickets. And we would put a cricket, would tie a hook on the line, free line it, no weight, just a hook and a line, and put one of those crickets on there and sling it out there and let it sink real slow. And them channel cats would just double that cane pole in half.
well, this time of year, if you take the effort, grasshoppers, you can't beat grasshoppers this time of year.
Oh God, there's grasshoppers here. Them things, some of them are 3 inches long. They're giant.
And yet you can't. I mean, you'll fish worms, everything right now. If you take the time catch grasshoppers, I mean, they'll outproduce worms and everything else right now.
Oh, the funniest thing we were talking about. You're talking about catching grasshoppers. The funniest thing, me and Austin we pulled the boat up on the bank and we were on the board on the shoreline, and this old man pulled up in a boat and threw his anchor out on the shore and got out and he took this stick out of the boat and he was walking around the bank all up through there and he was flipping over logs and he was chasing stuff and whacking them, trying to kill it. We still don't know what he was chasing, but it was freaking hilarious. Watch that old man. He'd flip a log and you see him running, whacking the ground with that stick, trying to get where it was. And I told Austin, I said, I figured it's probably leopard frogs that
Frog,
he's
yep.
catching them for catfish bait.
Well, it's like when we was in Costa Rica, I was catching a bunch of snapper, and I was using the ghost crabs and the hermit crabs, and I had a freaking stick, and cause you know how them things will take off a million mile an hour down the beach.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
cracking them things with that stick. I'd kill them, and I'd stick them on a little number 2 German steel hook and throw it out there in the surf with no weight, and I mean just catch the crap out of those snappers.
Oh, yeah. When we were down in Waveland, Mississippi, when we went on vacation this year. And every time we go to Florida, they do it. But the grandkids will go out there at night with lights and they'll take a bucket and they'll just chase them ghost crabs down and catch them. And they'll catch a bucket full of them for me. I probably need to check the bait on them last 2 rods down there that got a bite a while ago. I bet you they're picked clean. Probably little small channel cats down there pecking at it. And I bet you they picked the bait off there. I'm going to switch that bait out anyway. I'm going to pull those 2 rods right there and check the bait on. Oh, I sat too long. My leg went numb. I ain't got no feeling in my left leg. I sat too long. And that's just what I thought. One of them was had no bait, and the other one was hung up in the rocks. So we'll get the other one baited up, and I'll retie this one. Let me look. I think I've got some creek in here. I haven't tied any up in a while, but I had some in here. I don't know if I've used them all up or not. Let's see. Yeah, there's one there, but it's a bottom rig. It don't have a float on it. Yeah, it'll be all right. We'll run a bottom rig on that. It'll be fine. Gonna get hung up again, but if a fish gets on it, it'll be worth it. Shit. Okay. Yeah, the two rods that were getting a bite, one of them, first one had zero bait on it. It was picked clean. And the other one, ooh, I'm gonna cut a bunch of this line off here. It got frayed up pretty bad in the rocks. If I can find my fingernail clippers in my pocket, that's what I use to cut my fishing line with. This rig tied back up, and we'll get that rod back out there. Woo, Lord, there's the heat. The wind died down a little bit, and that sun started cooking me again.
I got something on my catfish rig.
Do what?
Got something on my catfish rig.
Really? You got something on there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you solo. All right, it's all you. Do your thing.
Oh yeah. All right. All right. Take the shoes off here. Danny, you're gonna shit a brick.
What do you got?
Big old giant channel cat.
Really?
Yeah.
You got scales with you?
No, I don't.
Well, I can barely see the screen. I'm gonna try to cover it up where I can see because I want to see this. Oh crap, dude! Oh yeah!
Look at the head on that joker.
Oh man, dude, I love catching them channel cats like that.
Yeah, look at that joker.
Dude, that's about as big as that one you caught at Crab Orchard that night when me and
Dude,
you and Jim were out.
you know how big my hands are.
Yeah.
Look how. Gosh, dang it. Hang on a second. Come here. In my hand, barely covers his head.
Yeah. Well, that one you got at Crab Orchard that night, I think, was a little bigger than that.
Oh, he makes some good eating, but I just can't make myself keep one this big.
I don't eat them big old fish. That thing's too damn big.
Yeah, this fish is double digit for sure.
Oh, I guarantee it. I'm guessing 14, 15, maybe a little
Probably.
more. It's hard for me to judge them on screen sometimes anymore.
Well, like I said, I've got some big old mittens in my hand. Or, I mean, like I said, I barely cover his head. I want to get this guy back. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. What'd you have on there for bait? A live bluegill?
Yeah, I literally just threw a live bluegill out there. That rod's been laying by me for a while, and I finally caught a bluegill I wanted to put on there, and boy, heck, it wasn't out there to shoot, Danny. Not even 5 minutes. The way it was carrying on, I thought I had a bass for a second.
All right.
Well, we got us a catfish show anyway.
There you go. That'll work. And as far as catfish go for a channel cat, that was an absolute trophy catfish right
Oh
there.
yeah, that was yeah.
I mean, to me, that's equivalent to catching a 40 or 50 pound blue when you catch a channel cat that size.
That's yeah. That was my biggest channel cat for the year right there.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get some bait on this rod and get it back out there.
I'm trying to catch me another little bitty old bluegill. Throw back out, trying to get me a little bluegill now. That was fun. Trying to see the time stamp on this thing. I'm gonna go back and minute 40 something.
All right. Well, I just threw that rod back way out there. And I've used that. That's on that J&S rod. It's got that amethyst reel on it. And I went ahead and put a 5 ounce weight on her and I flung it as hard as I could. And I got that thing way out there in that main channel. I mean, it is out there. Let's see. What do you say? Michael, every bit. I have a lake I drift through that has gravel bed that produces a fish that size. Yeah. Well, we've got, of course, we've got the Mississippi River Monster Tournament coming up next month on September 13th. But immediately following that, the very next weekend after the MRM tournament, is we're going to have the Crab Orchard meetup, and you guys are going to get to see a lot of channel cats caught on that weekend there. I'm gonna take the camper up and stay the whole weekend. Jerry Parker, Josh Dunnigan, Larry Lissenby, uh, just a bunch of folks are coming up, and that is primarily a Channel Cat Lake. But there are some giant flatheads in there, and we're hoping this year that somebody will get on one of them flatheads. But generally speaking, that's going to be a Channel Cat weekend right there. But it's going to be some big Channel Cat. Well, that sun is beating right down on my phone. I'm hope it don't shut off here in a minute. All right, so we know we got fresh bait on those two rods right there. Changed up the presentation on one of them. We've switched it from a float rig to a bottom rig, and we threw it up there in the main channel. Well, let's see if that works out for us. While we're waiting, I'm gonna snap into a Slim Jim. Them pretty good. I might have to eat another one of them. I didn't bring any sodas with me today. It's all water.
Yeah, I just brought the one water with me. I didn't plan on being out here real long, cause just to get
Yeah.
enough bluegill uh for a mess, which I'm pretty dadgum close.
Well, right now I'm planning on hanging around when Lance goes live. I'm probably gonna give it an hour after Lance goes live, and then I'll probably pack it up and head home. Because I've got all the lights and everything in the truck, but I really don't feel like carrying all that crap down.
Yeah, I I definitely feel you.
Now, don't get me wrong. If it starts getting toward later in the evening and these rods start bending over and going crazy, I'm going to get in them freaking lights.
Oh yeah.
It probably wouldn't hurt for me to reel these other four rods in and freshen the baits up on them. Problem with that is I'm lazy.
Oh,
They go, what do you let your bait soak so long for? Are you just not you like wasting bait? I'm like, nope, just don't feel like reeling them in. I'll let them soak out there till they rot off the hook. It don't bother me none. All right, just had a barge go by. Come on, barge by.
what dadgum channel cat for to chew my hand up. Them dang are mean.
Now that spot that me and Me and Richard fished last weekend. So that's actually an island that's part of Kentucky. That's out in front of me right there. And we were on the other side of that island, is where we were fishing at. And the spot that we went to in his boat, and we turned the graph on, and it was loaded with catfish. I mean, there were tons of them there. The problem with that spot, though, is it's all private property along the shoreline. You cannot bank fish there. It's one of the few places along the river here that they've got it posted where you can't go down there.
That's the problem. We've lost so much. They shut the levee down a few years back on us, and there's so many spots I fished for years we can't get to anymore because it's all gated off.
Well, there's one spot over there near that that everybody has seen me fish that spot a bunch of times, but they got a bunch of construction equipment over there. They got a big giant crane. I mean, that thing is 100 feet in the air, and they got the big cat bulldozers and all that over, and they're tearing the trees out from the river, and they're just ripping everything all to pieces. Well, I thought they were going to build a new factory there. Okay, dude, they're putting in a fucking boat ramp, a freaking boat ramp. I said the F bomb.
Really?
They're putting in a boat ramp there.
Man, you guys got all kind of boat ramps down your area.
But that'll be three of them within a 2 mile stretch.
Yeah, we have got Chester boat ramp, and then I got to drive, oh, shoot, dang near another hour to get to another one. Yeah, they're spaced out pretty far up here.
All right, I need a moment. I got to talk to God. I got so excited I dropped an F bomb. And I just said a while ago I never do that, but I did it. So I'm taking penance and asking for forgiveness for a moment. I always know how God forgives me because I feel bad about doing something. If you don't feel bad about it, He ain't going to forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel bad about it and ask for forgiveness, you can pretty much bet you're going to get forgiveness. If you don't feel bad about it at all, yeah, you're pretty much on your own. I'm not perfect. Slip every now and then. I think that's the first time I ever slipped that bad, though. I was just really excited about that boat ramp. And I don't know why, because I'm not taking no boat down there. Me and Richard might.
I got to haul my boat. I need to haul my boat down there one day.
But the thing about it is, where they're putting that boat ramp at, it's smack dab in the middle of the eddy. That's where I caught. I was fishing on Jody's show one night and caught a 39-pound flathead. They're putting that boat ramp exactly where I was sitting when I caught that flathead.
Sometimes in boat ramps, they end up digging that out and making like a natural scour hole. Because there's a boat ramp over on the Illinois side. I fish on the lower side of that thing all the time because there's a big scour hole, and I've caught a lot of good fish there.
Well, that's the thing. That spot where we're putting that boat ramp is the deepest hole along that section of the river right there. It's already a deep freaking hole there. And that's where I got that big flathead. And I did catch let's see, the only piebald I've ever caught in that spot, I was fishing on uh Creole was doing a live stream, Jeremy DeFore,
Mm-hmm.
and I popped up on panel and I caught a blue cat that had the a big white Z like Zorro right on his side. And that was the piebald I caught was the old Zorro, El Zorro piebald. And I caught that on Jeremy DeFore's live stream. So he was partially a piebald. He had all the same color as any other blue cat, but he had the perfect Z right on his side. Real bright white skin on it. 100% piebald skin. And you remember that piebald I caught that looked like an orca? Had the
Yeah,
two
I remember
round
that.
dots on his head?
Yep.
Right here where I'm at right now. This is the exact spot I was sitting when I caught that piebald. The one with the two big white patches on his head. Right here's where I caught him. And the water was down way lower than it is now. It was way lower then.
All right, got a perfect bluegill to put back there in the bottom.
There you go. Get it out there. Oh, we got something messing with Big Blue. Something's messing with Big Blue. Come on, Blue. Come on, Big Blue. Come on, Blue. You can do it. That bait's been sitting out there since I got here. Come on, Blue. He's dropping slack and pulling tight. Dropping slack and pulling tight. Probably a gar. I'm betting gar. Come on, Blue. Keep an eye on that blue rod. I turned that camera on him and he quit. Nope, he's still there. He's still there. He's acting real weird though. He just pulls down just a little bit and then he drops a lot of slack. That's kind of like a gar. When they feel resistance, they let go. So that may be a big old giant gar out there. We'll keep an eye on that rod though, because right now it's got the closest thing to any kind of activity is on that blue rod right there. Come on, eat it. Hey, he's still there. Oh, he dropped a ton of slack. He's running back out. He's running out. Nope, dropping slack. Come on. That fish is swimming around like it's a gar. I'm thinking gar, but I don't know. I've had some crazy blue cats do some stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
weird crap like that. Uh oh.
Dude, I think that fish has got that bait. But I've been waiting so long for a bite. If I go over and reel down on it and it ain't there, I'm gonna be like, you should have left it alone. I'm gonna take that slack out though. Well, he swam upstream with it. I got the line pulled tight. I'm just watching it. I'm hoping he didn't take me around. There's a big rock pile out there. I hope he's not going up into that rock pile. But he swam upstream against the current with it, and like, he's holding the line tight. I hope he's not got it around a rock. I hope not. Wait and see if there's any movement in it. Every time I reel down on a fish like that after I ain't had a bite for a while, I pull it away from him every time.
Yeah, just give a little antsy.
I just have to wait him out, see if he's going to do it. No, I'm gonna give him a couple minutes. I'm gonna reel down. I'm gonna make sure he ain't got me wrapped around a rock. That's got Oh, that's got a big chunk of carp body on it. That's the one that's got carp on it. Yeah, it's got a big old chunk of carp on it. That's probably the second biggest bait I've got out. He ain't doing nothing. No, there he went. He tapped it in. There's a little bump. He's just barely picking it. I bet you he's got me wrapped around a rock. I bet you he does. There's a little bump. He's just tapping on it. Another little bump. Just it's like he's got it wrapped around something and he's
Just
pulling,
not
but
pulling.
yeah, but it's not pulling full force on the rod. I bet you he's got me wrapped around a rock down there. He's holding the line tight and he'll twitch it with the line tight. Either there, it's a little dink channel cat. But that's like I said, that's a big carp bait on there. Big piece of cut carp.
Could be a little flathead too.
Maybe. I want to go over and reel down on him, but I'm afraid he's got me wrapped up. Oh, that's a pretty good little tug. And I think that fish is on there. I think he's got it wrapped around something. I really do.
Reel down on him, winch him out of there.
I'm fixing to, because I can't just sit here and keep watching that. It's driving me nuts. I'm either going to catch him or run him off. I think he's got me wrapped around a rock. We're going to find out right now. Yep.
Got him. Poor folks, I can't see the screen. I can't see nothing what's going on.
Got a big old wad of fishing line on the hook. It's got a whole bunch of swivels on it and everything
Oh,
else.
shoot.
Yeah, there's like 4 swivels there.
A bunch of folks thought they hooked a 100-pounder right there.
Dude, there's 4 swivels and 4 different types of line here. Well, that's going in the bag and getting carried out of here. We're going to freshen that bait up. It's got all the scales knocked off that carp. We'll put a new piece on there. Then I got a whole cooler full of these about this size right here.
I can't see
It's,
the screen to save my life, man.
yeah, that's about a 4.5 inch carp, whole carp.
Okay.
I think I may just nip his tail off and throw him on their hole.
All I need is 2 more bluegill, and I think I'd be good on them. So my bluegill bite has dried up. Yeah, I could move and go catch one, but now that I got this catfish rod out, I caught that one. Kind of wanting to see if there's another one out there.
I changed my mind. I decided to cut him in half. A little more blood.
A little more blood, get some aminos out there.
Turn around, Danny. Turn around. I got something. Well, that one there ain't gonna make it. He's got that hook swallowed all the way down into his gut. I had a whole shad on there, and that drum swallowed it.
Oh, did you end up getting one, Danny?
Huh?
You end up catching something?
That freaking drum, he swallowed that shad. It's down in his stomach.
Oh,
Yep, I might have to cut it out. I guess I'm having blackened drum for supper.
there you go. Bite Lyle Stokes.
Yep. Guess that there's going home to eat because there ain't no way I can get that hook out of him. That's a steel leader too, so I can't cut it. Oh well. Y'all don't need to see what I'm fixing to do to him. Good grief. Dude, he must have been on there for a while. He almost had that hook pooped out of his backside.
Wow. Done past the hook.
Yeah, he's been on there for a while. You know them rocks, they got them little stones in the back of their throat?
Yep.
He's got that way past that. I just don't see no way of honestly getting that hook out of there, to tell you the truth. I had a funny feeling throwing them whole shad, I was going to wind up hooking the drum eventually. I don't know where my pliers are. Haven't seen them in forever. Good grief, man. I'm trying to get my finger down his throat and get that out of there, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, I'm going to have to kill him, put him on the ice chest.
Well, you need to catch you about a 3 or 4 pound blue now too to go with them.
Well, trying to find it. If I get my finger down there and get the edge, that loop and that hook, I can get it out of him. But come on.
All right. I need one more bluegill. I got my mess.
Hey, actually, while I'm getting that hook out of him without tearing him up, he may make it. I got hook wrapped around my leg. Found it. He may be all right.
lose Danny? Yeah, 'cause I'm full screen yet. I can't see the. I can't tell if I'm in or not, y'all. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna pop out of here. Danny might have.
Oh, I lost signal for a minute. And I lost signal and I lost Parker. Either that or Parker left and he shut my. He might shut my live stream down because he has access to it. Either way, let's see what the count is. 36 more minutes. Anyway, so I don't have to shut off on me. But anyways, we took that rod we just caught that drum on. We had a whole shadow there. So we took that half a carpet, put it on there so it'd be less likely for the drum to. They won't eat that carp as fast as they will that shad. Yeah, Parker probably thinks we're still alive and still talking. Can't see who's that. Dingo or Stink? Very sketchy sounding. Uh, I think I've got signal issues right now. Robot. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can refresh this. Refresh on this. Let me try. I'll try back. I'll be right back. Now that's it. That's it. I shut the phone all the way off. I shut it all the way off and turned it back on. Is it better? Y'all still here? 33 people. I'm trying to watch chat and see if I'm here in a minute. I said, well, I came in and everybody is gone. Does it sound okay? I had to shut it down and restart it because they said it was real robotic. There's still 34 people in here. I don't know what I got going on with that rod there. I think the weight broke off of that rod there because it's going way downstream. Yep, lost the weight and the bait. Everything came off of there. No problem. We'll retie it real quick. Robot once in a while. I think sometimes it depends if I'm sitting in front of or behind the camera. So in front of the camera, I can't remember what it. There's something about when it does that. It may be trying to reconnect to my hearing aids. That causes it sometimes. Either way, I've got to tie another weight and put on another bait. Well, that barge stirred up some waves. Hang on a second. I'm retying a rig, you guys. I'm still here. Yeah, it's like I lost signal and it started messing up. And I can't see the chat. Let's see here. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay now? Still got 37 people in here. Hell, I may be on somebody else's live stream when I restarted this. I don't know. We got pulled over by the pants charter boat. Oh, you got pulled over by Mr. Green Pants on the charter boat, huh? Well, they really watch them bass fishermen because them guys are always kind of iffy anyway. You know how them bass fishing guys are. They're sketchy. Oh crap! That rod there's going down. Crap! What did I do with it? I just got hammered on that rod right there. Mm-mm-mm. That's got carp on it. That's that rod that's got a big old chunk of carp on it that I just threw out. I looked over and he slammed it, but that's a huge piece of bait on there. He might have just had to hold the bait. I don't know. We're gonna let it sit for a minute and see. If nothing happens in a little bit, we'll reel it up and check that bait because he popped the crap out of it. Where was I? I had a sinker in my hand. Did I throw it down and lose it? What did I do with that weight? Yeah, I had a weight in my hand whenever I saw that rod go down. And I don't know what I did with it. I think I dropped it down here in these cracks in these rocks. Man, I probably should have downsized that bait a little bit. And get this rod baited up. All right, got another rig tied on here. It's actually getting closer to time for these fish to start biting. Sun needs to go down just a little bit more. Let's see if anybody's still in here. Can't see the freaking screen. 30, it's either 35 or 36. I can't see. Oh, I just got a message from somebody. I gotta keep an eye on the time. Hang on. 5:38. We got 22 minutes till it's time for Lance McCougar. It'd be kind of nice. I'd pop up on his show for a little bit. Uh, Then I can relax and let him and Andrew worry about crap. I'll let them worry about it. All I gotta do is sit here and do nothing and wait for these fish to come moving up out of that deep hole into the shallow flat. All right, let's see here. Excuse me. Yes, every year. Hate how short the summers are. Really? Well, I can take spring and fall. I mean, we don't even have spring anymore. We go from winter to summer. There's not even a spring anymore. I think spring lasts like 3 days. Oh, there's a bite on that amethyst rod. Fish maybe fix to start biting. Let's see. It might be picking up. But those got shad on that rod there, so it may be a big old freaking drum. Let's see if he's going to eat it. We're starting to get a few pecks here and there more often. That sun gets a little bit lower in the sky, usually when they start biting right here in this spot. It's getting there. I think I got a big old school drum out there. That's what's been pecking on these rods. Now, whatever hit that green rod down the end a while ago, that wasn't no drum. That's got a big giant chunk of carp on it. Oh, he's back too. He's back too. He's back. He's pecking at it. Let me see here. Now tell me, did that kick off when I was reeling in this channel cat I just caught? It wasn't a big channel cat, probably about 3 pounds. Did you guys get to see me catch that fish, or did this thing kick off again? Are you freaking kidding me? I just caught a 3 pound channel cat. That thing was black as coal. Had the big wide head on him. Did you guys see that fish, or did it kick off before you saw it? Did don't play with me. Did y'all see that fish or not? Did y'all see me catch the channel cat? Because if y'all didn't see me catch that channel cat, I'm shutting this off. That's gonna. I tell you what. I just caught a channel cat. It was black as coal. You didn't see it? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? This sucks. I mean, it wasn't nothing to brag about. It was probably 3 or 4 pounds. I went down there to check that green rod, and while I was watching it, the J&S rod bent down just a little bit, and I reeled it up, and it had a 3 pound channel cat on it. And I'm sitting there talking about it and holding it in front of the camera, showing, look how black his head is, and he's got some bruises on his side, and he was real skinny, like he was starving to death. I'm sitting there just talking up a storm, and I turn him loose, come back and sit down here, and the screen's black on the phone. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? That phone's hot, too. I bet it's overheating. So y'all didn't see me catch that channel cat. Oh, my God. Why do I, why do I keep doing this? What is the point? That is so aggravating. That is so freaking aggravating. I cannot believe that happened. Sit there all that time, catch a freaking drum, finally catch a catfish, and the dang camera shuts off. Oh, I just need to go back to fishing and not even worry about YouTube or any of that crap. Just take pictures of it, like Jerry Parker. Jerry Parker just catches something, takes a picture of it, and says, "Yeah, I caught this in last night." I need to start doing that. Trying to get them on video just ain't working for me at all. Sucks. Change your attitude, Danny. Change your attitude right now. Okay, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm not over it. Finally catch a freaking fish, come back, look, and the cameras is as black as coal. And it's black as midnight. Ain't nothing there. Ain't nobody watching you. Why are you out here wasting your time? Just, you know, what? Ugh. Makes me so mad I could spit. Gotta be kidding me. I'm cursed. I am. I'm cursed. Absolutely. I ain't caught a big fish and I don't know when. Then when you do catch a little danker doodle doo channel cat, they don't even want to let you see it on the screen. It's like, nope, not today. Not gonna happen. You ain't showing nobody that fish, dumbass. You're freaking kidding me. Go ahead and buy it. I'm not even gonna reel you in. What difference does it make? Getting a bite on that one? I don't care. Ain't nobody gonna see it. He pull that rod in for all I care right now. Just go ahead on and do it. Stupid fish. No, stupid phone, stupid camera, stupid YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. What? That there's getting a bite. I'm lying, y'all. I still care. Right there. Eat it. You gonna play a game? Are y'all still there? Or is the camera gonna go off if he bends the rod? Is it gonna go off? Is it gonna shut down? Or are you gonna leave? Is that what's gonna happen? What is that? Is he gonna eat it or not? Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Y'all still there? Let's go. He's waiting for the camera to shut off before he pulls the rod down. He's swimming upstream with it. Put this around here. Hang on a second. I can see what's going on. Stack ridiculous. Back camera. Turn that on. What's he doing now? Now he's dropping slack on it. That sun gets a little bit lower over there. That's usually when they start biting. I can't believe y'all didn't see that fish full go. So we only caught one little dry. Hey, the sun's getting where I can see the screen better now. We only caught one little drum. Yeah, I can actually see chat now. The sun's getting over there. Michael's Grumpy Vet, we're here. 32 people watching. I gotta flip this sideways. I gotta see what time it is. Crap. We got 5 freaking minutes. We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. But that's okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna pop up on Lance's show for about an hour. Because I'm fixing to hit prime time for the bite. I can't believe y'all didn't get to see that channel cat. I mean, it was like freaky. He was black, black, black. I mean, he was just solid black. And had that big old wide fat head on him like a bullhead. And y'all didn't. It was probably 3 pounds, maybe. He wasn't a big fish, and y'all didn't get to see it. There, oh, there goes that rod there. Something biting on it. It's fixing to get time for him to start biting. I'm telling y'all, I know what I'm talking about here. He's getting hit right there. That's the rod that just caught that channel cat too. Same rod. There he goes. He's pecking on it. Playing with my emotions. Just playing with my emotions. That's all they're doing. Oh, Lord help me. Lord help me. Done made me say things today I didn't need to say and act the way that I shouldn't act. Shouldn't act like that. I can't let this stuff get me frustrated. It's not who I am. I shouldn't do it. That was wrong of me. For all y'all that watched that little fiasco and saw me throw my little temper tantrum, I apologize. That's not like me. I don't normally do that. Just been an extra frustrating day, and I just need to say, you know what? It just doesn't matter. You're out here hanging out on the river. You got people that's taking time out of their day to sit here and watch you try to catch a fish. Be grateful for that. Be grateful for that. Just, things gonna go wrong, and you're just gonna have to accept that. Right? Come on, camera. You're just gonna have to accept it. Things go wrong, but I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Say it ain't frustrating. It is. It's very frustrating, but you just got to get over it. Got little fish pecking on the rods, catching drum that swallowed my hook and almost pooped it out. He had it in his mouth so long, and then finally catch a catfish. And sitting there showing it to everybody, going on and on about it, and blah blah blah, la da 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 da. And then come over and sit down and cheer and find out the camera ain't even on. It'd make the best of us snap. I'm telling you, here you just pecking on it. I'm not getting up until you bend it in half. He's back to pecking on it again. That J&S rod. He's tapping on it. Tapping on heaven's door. Just keep on and knocking, but you can't come in. Oh, he's pulled a little harder. He's just pulled just hard enough to make me get up and go over there. That's what he does. I'm gonna pull on it just hard enough that he'll get up, and as soon as he gets here, I'm gonna stop pulling on it. He's pulling again. See, he's trying to get me to get up. Can y'all see that? Can you see him pecking on it? He's just trying to make me get up. That's all he's doing. Well, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't going until you pull it down hard. Let's see what time it is. It'd be an hour and it's 6 o'clock. We got to go. Let me turn this camera around here real quick, guys. I got to fix this. We got to go. We got to go. Hang on. Settings, camera. Uh, come on, Danny. Front. There we go. All right, you guys. I'm gonna jump over there and hang out with old Lance and all them. Let them deal with all this frustrating bull crap. That's what I'm saying. But I thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. God bless each and every one of you. You know. Let's do it right. Slow down. Take your time. Do it right. Do it the way you're supposed to do it. Okay, here we go. You're my brothers, you're my sisters, you're my catfish family. God bless each and every one of you. But you know that Danny Stone loved you. And I'll see you again real soon over on Lance McCougar, the Hawaiian Fisherman's Channel. Why do I always say fish, Fishman's Fishman's Channel? Oh, y'all know who he is. Seriously, thank y'all for watching today. Caught one drum, caught one channel cat that y'all may or may not have seen. I don't know. But we're gonna hop off here, go hang over at Lance's show. God bless y'all. I love you. Shut up and go, Danny. Bye, y'all.